And we are back from thought. Let me try it again. Welcome back. From thought provoking documentaries to groundbreaking narratives, cinema has long been a powerful tool for amplifying voices, shaping cultural discourse, and driving social change. Now, in the realm of independent filmmaking, one festival has consistently championed underrepresented stories, as well as ensuring diverse perspectives finding their place on the global stage. Joining me now is the outreach and marketing specialist at the African Diaspora International Film Festival, Nina Hay. And then we've also got the founder and owner of Firelight Films, Mr. Stanley Nelson. And thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
No, great to have you. And I mean, obviously, it's a great opportunity to talk about, uh, the arts and how it really has been quite impactful. And Nina, for yourself, I just give us a little bit more about, what we're going to see in this festival.
Of course. So this year we're going to have our annual Black History Month film series. We're excited to come back to Teachers College, Columbia University on February 28th through March 2nd. We have a beautiful lineup of films that follow key themes such as confronting the legacy of colonialism, reclaiming narratives and celebrating our contributions, the ongoing fight for justice, resilience and the power of music, as well as remembering lost communities.
Yeah. And Stanley, I want to give you an opportunity to share a little bit about your work. You're the founder and owner of Firelight Films, and having an opportunity to be on display during a festival. What's it mean for you to have you and your work being highlighted here?
Thank you. Yeah, so much. It's always a great opportunity to show the film at festivals, to see the film with an audience, and see the audience's response to the film, and it kind of helps people just understand that the film is there. So much right now it's very hard for films to get out there into the world. So this festival helps the film get out there, and that's really important.
You tackle urban renewal in your film and really bringing to light, the intricacies and the challenges of urban renewal, and then how a neighborhood is pretty much decimated. And I don't want to give away too much of it, but give us a little insight into the San Juan Hill community and what they had to experience.
Yeah, the San Juan Hill community stood or still stands, what's left of it, where Lincoln Center is now. And to build Lincoln Center in the late 50s, the San Juan Hill community was declared a slum. That was partially done by Robert Moses, who is infamous in New York City history. Mayor Robert Wagner, the mayor at that time, and John Rockefeller the third, one of the richest men in the world. So they have this neighborhood declared a slum, and once they do that, urban renewal can come in and tear the neighborhood down and build what became Lincoln Center.
Yeah. And there's a lot of history. There's a lot of history there. You get the opportunity to tell the story. I'll come back to you in just a few minutes. But Nina, it's stories like this that really make the difference for people who may not be so familiar with a lot of different cultures and communities and individuals. But this film festival actually gives an opportunity for some documentaries and films to really take center stage.
100%. And we wanted to let all of our folks know that our film series is more than just a retrospective. By illuminating the past through an Afrocentric lens, we're able to critically examine the present and work towards a more equitable future through the power of film. Um, Most of our films really center on resilience, resistance, and cultural richness. And like like Stanley's film, um, they're really about stories about people who face unmatchable hardships and continue to preserve their legacy and fight for their rights.
Yeah. And while I got you on the line, Nina, give us a little bit more about the lineup because I know you've got a special lineup.
Of course. So for Friday, we have wonderful films such as Boma Tervuren, the Journey Le Voyage, which is a crucial documentary about the legacy of European colonialism. Um, Basically about the human zoo in Brussels. And then we also have Attica, which is also directed by Stanley as well. which is a really wonderful survey of everything that happened during the Attica rebellion. On Saturday, we also have uh, films that explore music such as Garumbe, Afro-Andalusian Memories, which is a deep dive into the African roots on flamenco music. And then as well, on Saturday, we also have Zora Neale Hurston, Jump at the Sun, and then also a trilogy of programs called Fighting White Supremacy, the African American Experience, which really helms on the civic duties and civic contributions that Black women have made throughout the 1900s. And then our last day, we have Yafa Forgiveness, which is a really awesome narrative about post-colonialism in the Caribbean. We also have Teddy Pendergrass, If You Don't Know Me, and we all love Teddy Pendergrass. So this is a wonderful story about his legacy in rhythm and blues music. And then our final program is going to be a screening of San Juan Hill, Manhattan's Lost Neighborhood, at 6:30 p.m. at Teachers College, and Stanley will be joining us after the screening as well. So it's
Yeah.
going to be super exciting.
And again, Stanley is an Emmy Award winning filmmaker. We want to thank him for taking the time and being with us here today. And I want to get the opportunity to talk to you a little bit more about this, Stanley, because there's something about being able to see a film that maybe you don't catch it, you catch it in mainstream cinema, right? You're able to tell different kinds of stories, able to bring certain people to light. What is the key takeaway in all of that for you, given the fact that you could go another route, but you've definitely got your home and your roots in this?
I think that documentary film holds a special place. It connects to the audience, in a different way. Um, Basically, documentary films are not the directors aren't there to make a fortune, and so much of Hollywood films, by and large the purpose is to make money. uh, Documentary films by and large are made to get the story out there, because we feel as filmmakers that that there's stories that aren't getting out there, especially at this time when the news is gets more and more constricted. It's one person yelling at another. Documentary films, in some ways, are the only way that we get information. So, and there's so many subjects, it's just really exciting, uh, an exciting time to be a documentary filmmaker.
For yourself, what were some of the challenges, if you will, when you're talking about San Juan Hill? Because you're talking about Robert Moses, and we're talking about the Rockefellers, and you're talking about some pretty expensive heavyweight, and getting the story out, telling this story. Tell me about. I know about you had some challenges.
Yeah, I think one of the main challenges um, for us was how we were going to tell the story, and we wanted to tell the story. We wanted the people who lived through it to tell the story. We wanted the people who were part of San Juan Hill to tell their story, because their story had never been told. It largely has been forgotten. That there was this neighborhood called San Juan Hill that was thriving and vital before Lincoln Center was built. So we didn't want the film to be told, only by historians or by people from Lincoln Center, but that we wanted the story to be told by the people from the neighborhood, to tell their story and how they saw, Lincoln Center coming in and their neighborhood declared a slum and then torn down.
Yeah.
We
What was?
forgot.
I got 1 minute left, but I do want to ask you a question, Stanley. In the process of doing all that, what was the wow moment for you? Like you were like, oh wow, like I really didn't know that.
Well, I didn't know any of it. I mean, I didn't know the story at all. And I'm I'm a native New Yorker, and I actually went to school for a year on 65th Street in Amsterdam, which was part of San Juan Hill. After it had been torn down. But I think one of the things that was a real wow moment is the fact that the neighborhood came together and tried to fight, a Rockefeller and Robert Moses. And there's footage of them trying to fight to keep their neighborhood alive. Um, I think that's really an important point. And for us as filmmakers, when there's footage, it's always great.
Yeah. Well, I went to school down there for 1 year, high school. Power Memorial, right down there in that area. Uh,
That's where I went.
you were,
That's where.
oh, see, my brother, we're dating
Yeah.
ourselves, man. We're dating ourselves. But
Yeah.
thank you so much for being with us, Stanley, and definitely appreciate you. And Stanley Nelson is the director of San Juan Hill. And Nina, again, congratulations on the film festival. I'll get the date and times out in this next close, and I'll let people know that they can get connected. Thanks so much for being with us both.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you. Hey, Nina, send me a note about where I'm supposed to be Sunday, because
Look, Stanley needs a note, and I need you to get you more information to our viewers. So listen, if you want more information about Stanley, Nina, or the film festival, visit the website at nyadiff.org, nyadiff.org, and then of course follow them on Facebook and Twitter at nyadiff. Don't go anywhere. We got more open coming up right after this.